Data independence is nothing but change the data at one layer without affecting the data in the another layer. The searching or processing starts from the beginning till the end, one by one, without any break, that is in serial. Decentralized means all the systems having equal capability, directly they can able to access. Whereas in hierarchical, we have main system, all the subsystems are connected in the format of child systems. Welcome back to One and All. Myself, Vasanta, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Today, we are going to start with the third session of database concept. Whereas in the previous class, you have studied regarding which are the data types of DBMS, which are the types of values in the database we can able to enter. Then, what do you mean by database management system? That is, it is a software to manage, to create, update, modify the contents of the data in a database. Then, the features of database, that is, centralized, security, backup, whatever features, advantages in database we have regarding that you have studied. Then, data abstraction, that is, it is nothing but considering only the essential features without considering the background detail. Under that, which are the levels under data abstraction. With that, you studied regarding DBMS users. Who are the users of DBMS? Whereas on today's class, you will study regarding data independence. What do you mean by data independence? Which are the types under data independence? Then, what do you mean by serial file organization? The advantages, features as well as disadvantages. In the same way, direct file organization, their features, advantage as well as disadvantages. In the same way, index sequential access methodology. There also the features, advantage as well as disadvantages. And you will study regarding different types of architecture. That is one-tier architecture, two-tier architecture as well as three-tier architecture. How exactly it will work regarding that you will come to know today. Now one by one we'll start. First we'll start with data independence. What do you mean by this? Data independence. It is nothing but it is the capacity to change data at one level. Changing the data at one level does not affecting the data at another layer is called it as data independence. By changing the data at one level without affecting the data in another level. For example, consider one building. On that building, we have, for example, 3 floors. Consider we have one building. Here we have 3 floors. That is, this is ground floor, then first floor, and then second floor. Then, by changing at ground floor, the structure of the ground floor without affecting the first floor as well as second floor, that can be called as data independence. Or by changing at first floor, we are not supposed to change anything in the second floor. That is nothing but data independence. Data independence is nothing but change the data at one layer without affecting the data in the another layer. When they come on types of data independence, there are 2 types. One is physical data independence and one more is logical data independence. There are 2 types. Data independence means just changing one level without affecting the data in the another level or another layer. When they come on physical data independence, there it is nothing but how the data will change. Otherwise, I can say it is a process of changing the data. Already I told you, in physical data independence, by changing at physical level. For example, this is physical layer, this conceptual layer, it is external layer. In this, by changing in physical level without affecting conceptual level is called it as physical data independence. Whereas logical data independence is nothing but by changing at conceptual level without affecting the external level is called it as logical data independence. Now, we will discuss about the types of independence, that is already you come to know physical data independence as well as logical data independence. Whereas physical data independence, under that we have file organization as well as data models, then database architecture. Whereas in logical data independence, you have normalization as well as entity relationship diagrams, how it can be represented. Now you have studied, already you come to know that what do you mean by data independence, physical data independence as well as logical data independence. Whereas under physical data, file organization, one by one we'll study now. When you come on file organization, once again it is classified into sequential access and one more is direct or random access. Then what do you mean by this file organization? First of all, file organization is nothing but how data are arranged, on which method the data is arranged in a memory. Then how we are accessing that data, on which pattern we can able to access, and which is the storage media here we are used. Regarding that, mainly it will deals in file organization. ಹಾಗಂದ್ರೆ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಯಾವ ತರ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, how we can able to access, how we can able to process, regarding that mainly it will deals. Whereas now one by one we'll explain. Under sequential we have self-direct addressing as well as sequential access based. Whereas when they come on random, they're direct as well as ISAM. Now one by one we'll explain. First we'll explain regarding serial file organization. What do you mean by this serial? The name itself suggesting serial, one after the another. All the records are arranged. Consider we have one place, on that place all the records are arranged one after the another. Consider this is a memory. Here we have the memory, place start from 0, then 1, then 2, then 3 like that. Okay, here they will insert the first record, for example A, then afterwards in the second place B, then C, D, E, F one by one. All the records are arranged one after the another. The name itself suggesting that serial. Serial means one after the another. In this, in serial file organization, on whichever order we are inserted, on the same order, all the records are inserted. Now, first record, then second, third, fourth, one by one. It doesn't matter that whether it's a primary key or on which order, whether it is in increasing order or it is in decreasing order, it will does not follow any pattern, specific pattern. One by one only it will go to insert. Here, how in the chronological order we are inserted, on the same way it will insert. It will not check for any primary key, whether it is in ascending order or it is in descending order. That is nothing but serial file organization. When they come on sequential file organization, here also records are inserted one after the another, but in some specific order, where it may be in increasing order or it may be in decreasing order. ಹಾಗಂದ್ರೆ ಸೀರಿಯಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ತರ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಒನ್ ಬೈ ಒನ್ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಅಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಸೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಆಗು ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ whereas in sequential records are inserted one after the another, but the main thing is in ascending order or descending order only here it will follow. Then in this, organization is continuous and it is very simple. Records are arranged one after the another. One after the another, all the records are arranged. Data processing which requires use of all records is best suitable to use this method without any knowledge. First book we're going to keep, then second book, then third book, one by one, all the books or all the records we used to keep. Then in this we have some advantages as well as the disadvantages. When they come on advantages, see, consider this is the memory, already I told you. In this memory, first place, second, third, fourth, here I inserted A, B, C, then D. If I want to insert any record, then at the end only I can able to insert. At this position only I can able to insert. In between, I does not have any space to insert the record. In serial as well as in sequential. In both the case, if I want to insert, at the end only I can able to insert. In between, I cannot able to insert any record. For example, here in the tape recorder, you have cassette. On that cassette, you have magnetic tape. Magnetic tape. What is the main use of this magnetic tape here? It's a storage media, we used to say. Then here, if I want to hear the fifth song, then compulsory I have to hear first one, second one, third one, fourth one, then only fifth one. Directly I cannot able to access the fifth record. Is it no? In the same way, here also, if I want to access the fifth record, then first compulsory to access the first one, then second, third, fourth, then only I can able to access the fifth one. Directly I cannot able to access. For example, I'm going to give an example. ಒಬ್ರು ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಬಂದ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸು ತಮ್ಮ ಮಗ ಅಥವಾ ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. In serial, what they will do? They will meet the first classroom, first candidate first. Consider in this college you have around 10 classroom. First, what the parents will do? They will visit the first classroom and he will check, cross-verify. First candidate ತಮ್ಮ ಮಗ ಅಥವಾ ಮಗಳು ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Then second one, third one by one. Consider in each room we have 100 students. They will check all the 100 students first. Then afterwards, they will move to the second room. There also one by one they will check. Then afterwards, one by one, all the 10 rooms they will check one by one until they will get a particular record. Here, the searching or processing starts from the beginning till the end, one by one, without any break. That is in serial. Then consider in this we may go to get best case, worst case, average case also. When it is the best case, first room, first candidate only, then it is best case. If it is last room, last candidate, then it is worst case. If it is in between, that can be average case. If I want to access the last record, then from the beginning only I have to process in sequential as well as in serial. Then in between I cannot able to insert any records. Then here the cost of or the secondary storage what we are using here, the cost wise it is very less because here we are using magnetic tape. For that the cost is very less. Now see here when we come on advantages, fast access to next record. Then storage is economically, storage media is very less because already I told you we are using magnetic tape. The cost of magnetic tape is very less and here easy to do the file backup facilities. Then when they come on disadvantages, sometimes it takes more time also because if the record is present at the last, from the beginning only we have to process. That's why time consumption is also more here. There is a probability to get more time. We need more time. And always the search start from beginning only. Searching will start from beginning. Always it start from beginning only. For example, if I want to access this third record, then compulsory first one, second one, third one. Like that only I have to access. That is one of the drawback here. Next, we will discuss about direct access file organization. The name itself suggesting that directly we can access whichever record we want. The same example I am going to take now. Whereas in serial file organization, parents bandor in ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ first room alli one by one they will check, then second room one by one till the last room. All the room they will check one by one from the beginning. Whereas in direct file organization, the parents visit the particular classroom directly. They will not search each and every class. Direct file organization. Whichever record we want, directly we can able to access the record. Okay, then here the name itself suggesting direct file organization. It means that wherever I want, there I can able to insert the record. Whereas in serial, at the end only I have to insert. Whereas here, directly, wherever I want, there I can able to insert the record. And wherever I want, from there I can take the record. And here, the direct access file organization allows immediate direct access to individual record of the file. And when they come on storage device, then here we have to use a device such a way that directly it can support. For example, hard disk, floppy disk, there, whichever record I want, that record directly I can able to take. And here, what about time consumption? Obviously, I told you, no need to search from the beginning. That's why, obviously, time consumption will be very less here. Directly, we can able to access. And memory consumption is also more here because here, in between, there may be a probability to get space. Whereas in serial, there is no any space. Continuously, all the records are arranged. Whereas here, there is a probability to get space in between. That's why memory consumption is also more here. And cost-wise also, it is more here. And with that, the type of storage device used is comparatively expensive because already I told you, it is expensive storage devices we are using like hard disk, floppy disk. We are not using magnetic tape. Compared to magnetic tape, hard disk, floppy disk cost will be more here. It is less efficient in the usage of storage space compared to other sequential file organization. Then self-direct addressing. A record key is used to its relative address. Here we are using the primary key. Then what do you mean by this primary key? This primary key is the key using which we can able to access the record. It is a unique value in the table. For example, if I'm going to consider register number is a primary key. If I'm going to consider name, then it cannot be called as a primary key because there is a probability to repeat the same name, or in the same class more than one student having the same name. There is a probability. Whereas if I'm going to consider register number is a primary key, then that register number will never repeat for any others. Then self-addressing. The record key is used here. Primary key is used to access the particular record. ನಾನು already ಹೇಳಿದೆ. Sequentially, first in the last ತನಕ one by one. Whereas in direct, whichever record we want, directly we can able to access by using the primary key. When we come on advantages, in self-addressing, no need to store an index here. No need to store an index table here. Directly, whichever record we want, directly we can able to access. But when we come on the time consumption, compared to sequential, it is fast because in sequential, one after the another we have to store the record, as well as while accessing also, one after the another only we have to access. When they come on disadvantages, the records must of a fixed length here. Each and every records mustn't have fixed length. If the records are deleted, then that space will be wasted here. And here waste of space is possible here, as well as time consumption is less here. These are the few advantages as well as disadvantages of this direct file organization. Next, we'll discuss about index sequential access methodology or method. Here, it is a combination of both sequential as well as direct file organization. Here it is suitable for both sequential as well as direct file organization. If I want, I can able to access the record one by one from the beginning till the end. Otherwise, if I want, I can access whichever record I want, particularly only that record I can able to access. It means that it supports sequential as well as direct file organization. Both we can able to perform on this. But the main thing is, here we have one index table is there. Index table, and one more is main table is there. In this main table, we have all the records are arranged one after the another. Whereas in index table, we have which content, exactly on which place here it is there. For example, B, which place it is there. C, which place. D, which place. In the textbook, you are observing that there is one index table. On that index table, what exactly you have? That is that topic name, then exactly on which page it is present. In the same way, we have one index table. On this index table, we have that particular record where exactly it is present in the memory. Regarding that, it contains the information. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಯಾವ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Then in the main table, it contains the actual information. Actual data here it contains. For example, A, on which memory place it is present, that memory address here it will contain. Then on that particular place, we can able to access the record. I'm going to give the same example. Whereas in sequential, parent will search from the beginning, from the classroom 1 till the last room, one by one, without any break. Whereas in direct file organization, the parent will come to the class directly, whichever student they want. Whereas in index sequential file organization, what happens? The parent, first they will visit office. Office ಗೆ ಬಂದು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ where exactly the son or daughter is present, on which room. That means index table. From there, they get the information where exactly the student is present. Then to that room, they will move and they can able to access their record. It means that compared to direct file organization, time consumption will be more here. Because first it has to search in the index table, then later on it has to move to the main table. That's why time consumption will be more compared to direct file organization. But compared to sequential file organization, time consumption will be very less. Because in sequential, one after the another only all the records we can able to access. Then here in index sequential file organization, it is a combination of sequential file organization as well as index sequential file organization. It's a combination of sequential as well as direct also, I can say. Then data is stored in physically in adjacent storage, one after the another, but we have the memory address. And in addition, file called as index file could be created here. Index table must and should be where to create here. Then which contains number of records where exactly it is present. When they come on advantages, already I told you economically the cost is more here. Then here when they come on advantages, it is economically good, but still the cost wise it is more also. Then see in the advantages, permits efficient and economical use of sequential accessing technique when the activity ratio is high. Then when they come on disadvantages, file must be stored in direct access storage device only we can able to store here. Expensive hardware is required here. Software requirements will be more here. Then access to record may be slower when compared to direct file organization. Direct file organization ಗೆ compare ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ time consumption will be more here. But compared to sequential file organization, the time consumption will be less here, less efficient in the use of storage space than some other alternatives. These are the few disadvantages of index sequential file organization. Next, we will discuss about different types of architecture. Which are the types of architecture? Under that, the design of a database management system highly depends on its architecture. Which type of architecture here we are using? It can be centralized or decentralized or hierarchical format. Centralized, we have center system. From that, there is a product to connect all the subsystem. Decentralized means all the systems having equal capability, directly they can able to access. Whereas in hierarchical, we have main system, all the subsystem are connected in the format of child systems. Whereas database architecture is logically divided into three types: one-tier architecture, two-tier architecture, as well as three-tier architecture. Now, one by one we will discuss. Then, what do you mean by one-tier architecture? The name itself suggesting one tier. Only one area is there here. One-tier architecture. In one-tier architecture, DBMS is only entity where users directly sits on DBMS and uses it. See here, we have server and here we have client. Then what do you mean by server as well as client? The server is the one who supplies all the resources. All the resources he will supply. Whereas the client is the one who always order, I want so and so data I require, like that. Whereas here in this one-tier architecture, both DBMS, that is server, as well as client will sit on the same place, and by that only they will work. That is, the user directly sits on DBMS itself. In this DBMS itself, the user used to sit and he will work on that. Any changes done here will directly affected or directly done by DBMS itself. If I want to make any changes, then inside the DBMS only the user used to sit, and here itself everything is done by itself only here. And it does not provide any handly tool for end user. We are not going to get any freely or handly tools for any end user. And here it is not so suitable nowadays, because always the user as well as client will sit on DBMS. All the transaction will take place by user itself. And we are not here, it will not going to provide any friendly tools also. These are the major features of one-tier architecture. That means only one layer. Both server as well as client will sit on the same place, and all the transaction takes place here itself. It will not provide any friendly tools. But when they come on two-tier architecture, we have two layers. One is DBMS server and one more is client. We had two layers here. One is server and one more is client. For example, here the client will order, I want so and so data, and the server will supply all the data through ODBC. This line can be called as ODBC, that is Open Database Connectivity. With the help of Open Database Connectivity, all the transaction will performed here. See, in two-tier architecture, is used for the user interface program and application program that runs on client side here. And here an interface called ODBC is used here. It's a mediator between client as well as server. Most DBMS vendors provides ODBC drives here. With the help of ODBC only, all the transaction will take place. In this architecture, some variation of client is also possible here. The major points you have to remember is, here we have two layers. One layer server, another layer client. In server, it provides the services. The client will orders. Whatever data the client orders, it is supplied by server through ODBC, that is Open Data Base Connectivity. This is regarding two-tier architecture. Next, we'll discuss about three-tier architecture. Three-tier means we have totally three layers here. One is DBMS. DBMS is nothing but here server. Then here application, program, web page, that is nothing but application server or web server. Then at the end here we have client, that is graphical user web interface. We have totally three layers here. See, in three-tier architecture is commonly used architecture for web applications. It is used only for mainly web applications. Intermediate layer is called application layer. This is the application layer. It is present in between graphical user interface as well as DBMS. This layer acts like a medium for sending partially processed data between the database server and the client. I'm going to give an example for this one. Whereas in two-tier architecture, the client will order and the server will supply. Consider, I want to book a train ticket. When we have less number of client, then we are using this two-tier architecture. Here what we will do, we will visit the railway station. There, in the slip we will write, I want so and so data. This is the date. This is the train number. Like that, I will fill every information, all the information I will fill that, and then I will submit. And there, they will access the data from the server and they will go to get the ticket for you. That is two-tier architecture. But when they come on three-tier architecture, the client having graphical user interface. In their mobile itself, they have the applications. That is in the format of graphical user interface format. With the help of program, application, they can able to search all the information regarding that train. On which time it will pass, on which time it will depart, everything, all the information. How many seats are available, how many seats are under waiting list, every information they can able to get here through the program. And the DBMS will provide all the services here. Okay, this is nothing but three-tier architecture. The main thing here, three-tier means three layers, two-tier means two layers, one-tier means only one layer. Okay, then in the already you have studied regarding on this class regarding the file organization. That is, what do you mean by serial file organization? Then under that advantages, disadvantages, then direct file organization, their advantages, disadvantages, index sequential file organization, their advantages as well as disadvantages. Then you have studied regarding different types of architecture under that one tier, two tier, three tier. One tier means only one layer. Two tier means we have two layers. Three tier means we have three layers. Then these are the major concepts you have studied. Next class, we will meet with one more concept of the same chapter. Thank you for all of you.